So I just want to talk about real quick why I got a WR250R. So the main reason is, like, obviously I have intentions to go off-road, and it's very capable off-road. But originally I was looking at a KLX 250, CRFL 250, KLX 230, and then I actually went and sat on these bikes, and because I'm 6'2", they just felt tiny. They felt so small compared to this bike. So it was between this and the DRZ 400. I didn't really want anything carbureted, so it was pretty much just this. And then I found a used one that popped up for a really good deal locally, and I didn't have my license yet, so they actually delivered it to my doorstep for free, no additional charge. But I'm going to turn the camera around and talk a little bit more about the features of the bike. Alright, so this thing is fuel injected, as I said. It's got a very smooth transition. I haven't taken it full speed. I'm not a speed demon. This is something, like I said, I wasn't looking to go fast, but I wanted something that the only route home was a highway. Like, I had to get on a highway. I don't want to be in trouble, right? If you can't keep up with traffic, then you're going to be in trouble. So this bike fit the bill for that really well. It's got 28 horsepower. You have to rev it up, so it is a little bit weird because low speed, low in torque's not really there too much. If you're riding rougher terrain, you really have to rev it up and feather the clutch if you're going slower. You can get lower gearing for this. This is stock gearing, so I think it's 13, 43 or 42. It's okay off-road. If you're gonna be doing something more on technical terrain, if you don't ride road, and you're gonna want something a little bit more aggressive. Now this bike, my only complaint about this bike so far is that the previous owner like spray painted the frame and the rims black. And as you can see, like, when you change a tire, it doesn't look good because the tire spoons totally take away that spray paint. So that wasn't me. There is a bee flying around this, and I'm terrified of these freaking hornets, man. Oh crap. Oh shit. Alright, so now that a hornet's gone, fucking European hornets, that's the second one. This bike did come with a skid plate, which is really nice. You absolutely need that. But it also has more suspension travel than some of the other dual sports out there. The only complaints I really have about this so far is the seat. And let's see, my bars are aftermarket. I put these on. These help if you hit branches and stuff, keep your hands safe. They also help keep your wind off your hands if it's a little bit colder out. The stock tires, I do have a trail wing in the front, but I had to replace the back because it was a little bit worn out since it was used. But it also it doesn't, like, even on gravel roads like that, it's not good. It just wants to go everywhere. This is a Shinko 700, so it's not like a high-end tire by any means, but it still, in my opinion, outperforms the stock trail wing, both off and on-road. Definitely on-road. It's only like slightly better off-road. This bike too, if you want, you can upgrade. There's a ton of aftermarket support. So I have stock exhaust, but you can upgrade the exhaust. You can upgrade the seat, which is pretty much a must. I have a seat concept seat coming very soon here. It just sucks without it. Like, an hour on the seat is very uncomfortable. It sucks. I definitely recommend that being like one of the first upgrades if you're considering this bike. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. You can drop it too, and it doesn't end up being that damaged. Like, I've only dropped it once. As you can see on this side, like, there's a little scuff right there, but that's really it. And the previous owner dropped this a couple times, I can tell, but it doesn't really affect it much. Basically, this was totally bent, so I replaced it. The disc rotor in the back was a little bit bent, so I took a pair of pliers and like torqued it back. I don't recommend doing that if your rotor works. I just did that because I have experience in the bicycle mechanic world. I worked as a bicycle mechanic for 2 years, so I know like how to bend it back. It's harder on this bike, but like, don't do that if you don't know what you're doing. You can overbend it and make it even more dangerous. But overall, this bike's been pretty sick. I've been very pleased with it. It's very smooth at higher speeds. I haven't taken it full speed. So basic upgrades you'll want are the radiator guard, the skid plate, especially if you're going off-road, maybe a brighter headlight. I've put an aftermarket LED in there because the stock one, you just like, it's just halogen, and you want to make sure you're seeing it on the road so you don't get hit by cars. And then again, the tires are worth upgrading, and the seat. But overall, I've been pretty happy with it. It's a great bike. I hope to make some content on it eventually. I don't have a trailer or any place I can put a trailer, but I'm hoping my friend and I can go some places we can legally ride some trails. We have ridden some of the trails back here, but you're technically not supposed to. They're just mountain bike only, so I'm not gonna make any content doing that. I don't really feel super comfortable doing that because you can get caught and arrested and stuff if you're reported. So, and it's nice, you can put a rack on it. This bike's super easy to work on. I don't have like any experience working on motorcycles, just bicycles, but I installed the radiator guard myself. I installed the rack myself. It was super easy. I installed the hand guards myself, and I even changed the tire myself. So, and I haven't had any issues with like the balancing or anything. You just want to inflate it over to like the highest PSI, then deflate it back down to where you want it. So yeah, just it's a really sweet bike. You can pretty much handle anything. It doesn't do everything well, obviously. It's a compromise bike, but if you're looking for something that can do it all and you're a taller guy, this is a really good option. I've been really pleased with it. It is my first motorcycle, street legal motorcycle, but not my first motorcycle ever. I had a little DRZ 125 when I was younger. This thing pops out a lot more power than that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep riding it, and I definitely recommend it if you're looking to get into the dual sport world. I've had a lot of fun on it. I can take it everywhere. It can handle highway. Like I said, I didn't want something that couldn't, because if you get in a situation where you need to get on the highway, it's dangerous when you can't keep up with traffic. But yeah, it's been awesome. Again, skid plate, radiator guard, brighter headlight, seat, and maybe a small rack, and probably the tires are going to be, you might want to account for in your budget when getting one of these. Those are super worth it. The only other thing I could think of that would be really worth upgrading in the short term is this tank, because it's only 2 gallons and it doesn't get you that far. So my next upgrade will be a 3-gallon tank. But yeah, other than that, WR250R. It's pretty sweet.